I would like to go ahead and talk about the Prince Rogers Nelson investigation. I am the host of Prince Investigation, and I've been following this case ever since the files came out. I want to say it came out 2 years after he passed away. And I found a lot of things that don't make sense in the investigation files. I'm not sure if they redacted a lot of stuff. As far as I know, the case has been open, but it's not open in Carver County. And that's Carver County is where Prince lived. That's where Paisley Park resides. And they closed the case, I want to say it was around April 2018. It might have been earlier than that. But they closed the case, but we didn't know it as the fans. They didn't make a public announcement about it till 2 years later. Almost to the date that he had passed away. The weird things that I found about the case would be, it's a lot of things that don't make sense. But number one for me is, how does one person have an overdose on an airplane and take some pills that's marked? Okay, they're marked. And take another set of pills, which were prescription, that were given to him by Kirk Johnson. But these other pills are not in the right prescription bottle. These pills are counterfeit medicine. Well, I can't even say they're medicine. They're counterfeit pills from the street that was put into a leaf bottle and a bear bottle. Okay? He gets sick off of this medication. And after he gets sick off this medication, he goes to the Moline Hospital where he almost overdosed on the plane. And then 6 days later, he takes the same exact medicine or same exact street drug and dies from it. Number two is, this is the second question that I have, is how many pills exactly did he take? I am going to do a video about it because I really want to break down how many pills possibly could he have taken in order to get that much fentanyl in his body. We're going to break down how much was in his blood, how much was in his stomach, how much was in his abdomen, stomach. And we're just going to see how much did he digest before he died. And when I looked at the breakdown of it, it doesn't make sense. I talked to other people. It's some experts out here I've been talking to. They're saying it don't make sense. I really want to pan down on that. 3, the powers that be. That's what we're going to call 3. The powers that be. We're not going to name no names. We're just going to call them the company. Because Prince used to call it the firm, but we on this channel, we're going to call it the company. Did the company have anything to do with this? This man was, quote unquote, rebellious to the company. And he started showing other black artists how they can own their masters, how they could get their music out into the world without the company. Okay? Was this the reason why this man was taken out? And the reason why I think that in some shape or form is, why is it that he received his masters 2 years almost to the date of his death. Y'all don't believe me? Look it up. It was in April 2014, 2 years after he dies. Who benefits from that? When someone dies or there's a murder, most of the time, it's going to be about money. Let's just say it's not about money. Let's just say they use this man and say, hey, when you get these type of things and you think you too big for your britches, this is what happens. You're a cautionary tale. Y'all see what I'm saying? That don't mean that after he dies, it's a possibility that, what am I trying to say here? Just because he dies doesn't mean that they get the music back. And that's the reason why he was killed. No, there's other reasons. You have to think of it. You have to really think. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist, but a lot of people say that it seems very strange. Can I prove anything? Can these theories be proven? Do we have documentation? I wonder, number 4, why is so many of Prince's associates so quiet? Now, if we're going to go into the original theory as to why Prince died, this is like the first set of videos that I'm doing right now. I'm trying to stick to the program and say, hey, this is the way this man died. And let's see if it fits. If every piece of the puzzle fits, then there's no problem. But if there's some pieces missing and there's some questions that y'all not answering, that means there's something wrong with this puzzle. That means it needs to be rearranged in another way so all the pieces can fit. I'm just saying. Y'all not going to sit up here and think that we're going to take everything for face value. Prince taught us a long time ago, bro. A long time ago. Everybody thought Prince was crazy. That man was highly intelligent. Who changes their name to a symbol so people can't take it and gets out of a contract? He was so out of the box. People was thinking this man was out of his mind. He didn't change his name to a symbol. This dude is weird. This dude is strange. I don't know what's wrong with him. People have a reason for things. Just because you don't understand it don't make it strange. That means you need to start researching and trying to find out what's going on. I'm not going to sit up here and just run my mouth and spew out a bunch of conspiracy theories. I'm not going to do that. Because it's all been out there. I want the truth. I don't care if this channel grows. I want people to start looking at the facts and start asking questions. That's what I want. This channel will never be monetized. And I made sure it won't be monetized. I don't want no money for this. I want y'all to spread the word. And if any of you guys had some information about it, let me know. If y'all say, hey, you know what? That's not the way pills work on a certain person. It takes 30 minutes for a pill to take its effect. Then let me know. If there's any Prince fans that's lawyers, doctors, that work in methadone clinics, anything, y'all just let me know. Because maybe I know I don't have all of the education in the world. But I make sure that I fact check as much as I can before I put anything out. I may make a little small mistakes every once in a while, but what I do is somebody show it to me, I correct it. That's what I want to happen. I just made a Prinvestigation channel on Reddit, so we all can chop it up. And y'all let me know what y'all think, y'all theories. Every theory is welcome. I'm not going to shoot anybody down because they might say something that I don't believe, but you got to give me receipts. If you say something, give me receipts. Let me see what information you found that made you think this way. Okay? Everybody's welcome. Everybody is welcome. As long as you can respect everybody. If you can't respect people, you're going to be thrown out immediately. And I'm not talking about something argumentative where you're trying to help somebody see the light type of argument. I'm talking about you completely shooting them down, trying to bring people down to size or whatever. We're not going to have that on this channel, man. We're not going to do that. At all. At all. A lot of people, I remember when Prince died, I was in the hospital at the time. I had probably been in the hospital like 4 days. No, I'm sorry. It was 1 day, I believe. No, not true. Not true. I remember now. I got in the hospital on the 14th. Prince died on the 21st. So I had been in the hospital for a while. My buddy had hit me up. He was like, "You heard about Prince?" I was like, "No, what happened?" He died, man. And that's when I knew. When I heard that Prince died, I started looking back and I'm like, I knew something was wrong. And I'm not saying that just to say it, because I got proof that I said it. I said it a couple times. It came to a point that I knew Prince was going to die that year. And I don't know why I knew it. I don't know how I knew it. And it happened. And I'm like, how can this even be possible? I saw Prince in March of 2016. And I looked at him, I'm like, it's something wrong. People say, hey, Prince was skinny. We know he was a skinny man. But he looked different. It was something about him that looked majorly different. I've been a Prince fan since I was 14. When I was 14, that was what, 1991? Yeah, when I was 8, I saw Purple Rain, but I wasn't buying my own music till I was 14. So I don't count Purple Rain as the year that I was a major fan. I didn't become a major fan until I started buying my own album. Y'all know what I'm saying. I liked Prince when I was 8. I used to listen to some of his music. I remember when Sign of the Times came out. I remember when You Got the Look came out. I remember when The Batman came out. It was one of my favorite songs was Scandalous. Yeah, I remember all that. People could call me a Prince encyclopedia. I followed his career from the time I was 14 all the way almost up until he died. And I noticed everything. I'm very good at detail. I see things. I've drawn Prince. I've learned how to draw because of Prince. I used to take an album cover and I would just draw his face. Draw his band members. Stuff like that. And then all of a sudden in 2016, I'm like, this man is about to die. I ain't on this Sloan Bellas talking about I'm psychic and this and that. No. I just knew it. I see no auras. I don't even know what that stuff is, man. But I just knew it in my heart that he didn't have too much longer to live. And I started reading Prince books. Many biographies. I was living in San Francisco at the time. I was reading biographies. At least about 6, 7 of them. I had a Prince book in my backpack when I was in the hospital when I found out that he died. Now I remember just days before, like maybe early April, I had just got done reading that Torah book. I believe it was called I Will Die For You. And I closed the book. I remember reading the last chapter of the book. If you ever read the last chapter of the book, you were just like, wow, that was profound what he just did, what he just said at the end of that book. And when I closed that book down and I just looked at the cover and I said to myself, Prince gonna die soon. Did I think it was drugs? Did I think it was an illness? Did I think he was a drug addict? Did I think he was drug dependent? I didn't think any of these things. It was no way for me to pinpoint a time in space when I was a fan to ever say that I thought Prince was doing opioids until I read a book on it. I want to say it was like 2010, something like that. And I need to find this book. I remember reading in the book that Prince had overdosed on some aspirin and some wine. And I remember reading about how Mike Tay had went to the hospital and it was the bodyguards had found him and he went to the hospital. And when he finally woken up from the overdose, he snatched the IV out his arm and he quickly left the hospital and he told the people, his entourage or whatever, go get my files from the hospital, because he was trying to keep it such a secret. He kept everything a secret. Everything's a mystery. A lot of things that we so-called, quote-unquote, know about Prince is really hearsay. And Prince, he didn't do a lot of interviews until he met Maite, I would say. That's when he started doing interviews, when he was, he had first got married. So I would say after or before 1995, we probably had maybe 1-2 interviews, if that. And then all through the 90s, he started doing it a little at a time. He started doing Jay Leno and David Letterman. Actually, he never sat down and talked to David Letterman, now that I think about it. He used to go to talk shows, but he wouldn't literally sit down on the couch and say anything. He would just play a couple sets and then leave. So Prince was shrouded in a lot of mystery. And I think he put that into place for a reason. It helped people to wonder about him. It was a lot of things that we wondered about Prince, but we never had no answers for. He looked a certain way. A lot of people say, y'all think Prince was gay? Was Prince gay? The man was not gay. He looked a certain way. He had his own style. He perfected his style. And most of the time, he was a workaholic. So either he was in the studio, or he was, making music or making music for somebody else. His whole life was surrounded by music. So when he started going on tour and he had this hip problem, I would think the easiest thing to do to continue your career, if you want to tour, is to start taking medication. Okay? Taking opioids. And then after years and years of wear and tear on the body, we have hip problems. Years of dancing on the stage, jumping off of rafters, jumping off of pianos and high heel shoes. We're going to get some pain. We're going to get a lot of pain. There's some people that say that they knew Prince was in pain, And there's other people that say they didn't know he was in pain. Just like a lot of things in Prince's life, it's all shrouded in mystery. We don't know for a fact. But I did notice a lot of people that say they didn't know he was in pain. Those are the ones that hadn't seen him since the 1980s. The ones that was in his life were the ones I really want to listen to. And for Kirk Johnson to sit up on a morning show, CBS morning show, and say he didn't know if Prince was in pain, I'm wondering. This is his so-called best friend, his right-hand man. And you tell me you didn't know if this man was in pain, but we talked to his ex-manager. She says that she knew he was in pain and sometimes he was limping. We getting so many conflicting stories and trying to add up and trying to figure out what the fuck happened to this dude, bro. And another thing that made me think, hey, if everything fit and I have answers to all of my questions, then I'm cool. But one of the things I want to know is, how did he obtain this medication or a street drug? I want to know that. I want to know when they came into play. I've been trying to, single out or trying to make sure, trying to find out, okay, we know for a fact that he had an overdose on the 6th, and we know for a fact he had an overdose on the 21st when he died, or the night of the 21st when he died. We do know that. So in that window, it makes me think, unless we don't have the information because people are not talking. So can we say these drugs just came into play? I'm not talking about opioids. There's a lot of people, they want to focus on the drug addiction or drug dependence. I don't care about that. That's not the way Prince died. It don't matter. I don't care what Percocet he was taking. It don't matter. I'm focusing on the fentanyl. The fentanyl is what everybody should be talking about. So what? I don't care if he was taking crack cocaine in 1992. What does that got to do with fentanyl? Nothing. When did the fentanyl come into play? Who gave it to him? And when did he take it? And was he in that elevator when he died, or did somebody place him in an elevator? That's what I want to know. These are the questions that I have.